Welcome into Sports Tonight, your Tuesday edition of Sports Tonight. We have a lot of topics to get to. We're going to talk about Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, with the Eagles retiring. Very emotional press conference. We'll take a look at that. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the NFL, especially concerning Russell Wilson. We'll talk a little Hawks, but more importantly, we're going to talk about Atlanta United as they have their home opener on Saturday at the Benz. But we are going to start with some of the biggest news to come out of Atlanta. Everyone's been watching Ronald Acuna Jr., the NL MVP, left the Braves spring training site in Florida to be examined by Dr. Neil L. Atrach. In LA on Monday night. He is expected to be ready for opening day with the Atlanta Braves after getting examination on that sore right knee. There were no serious issues with that. The team announced that there was only irritation of the meniscus on Acuna's right knee. Acuna will be gradually increasing his baseball activities and is expected to be cleared by the time the Braves open the regular season at Philadelphia on March 24th. Their home opener is April 5th. Against the Diamondbacks. Acuna did talk to some of the media that were there in Florida. He said, I don't know when I'll play again, but I feel like I can play today. I can play every day, Acuna said. So it's good that he's feeling good. He feels like he can play. It's a good start. The outfielder's coming off a season in which he became the first player in baseball history to hit 40 homers and steal 70 bases, unanimous NL MVP. Really just leading Atlanta to its sixth straight NL East title. So all is good on the Acuna front. It's good to see that he will be healthy and he will be okay. And he should be good for opening day because that was definitely a cause for concern and not something you want to see. All right, let's switch gears to Atlanta United. Held practice out in Marietta. Our Emily Gagnon was there. The season has started. They started their season on the road in Columbus. They lost that game. So, it's also the same team that bumped them out of the playoffs last year, but gave them quite a fight. This team is a team that's been trying to gel and find their identity a lot more. And that's going to take some time. I think a lot of players with new faces, especially Stian Gregerson there at center back, Bartos, joining in the midfield. There's a lot of things to be watching and see if they gel. A lot of fans can see that on Saturday when they take on the New England Revolution. Let's hear from some of the players and what they had to say before that game on Saturday.
I think just being on the same page. I could first just start off saying that Columbus is a great team. They really know what they're doing. They have a clear playing, identity, and it's hard to stop. So just being on the same page, really communicating. We've had lots of, film last week, and I'm sure this week, to make sure that going into this weekend, we understand what we're supposed to do, and we're confident about it. So yeah.
Carlos Hidal for New England has caused y'all some problems in the past few matches. How do y'all try to neutralize him a little bit?
Yeah, the best way is, preventing him from getting on the ball. I know it's easy to say, and his job is to get on the ball. So, we have the players to stop him, and it's about us doing that. Yeah.
You made the preliminary roster for the Summers, I think the Gold Cup it was. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, it's always an honor to to be part of the group, to be called up, to even be in that conversation. But right now I just got to focus on this team, this weekend, and go from there.
Have you had any talk with any of the coaches about the Olympics or anything, the schedule or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit. I've talked with Marco, the U23 coach. Just kind of, talking about what's next, the next camp, but nothing really in terms of, the Olympics. But that will come down the road, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there, so the Benz just got new turf put in. Is there any difference playing on brand new turf compared to when it's a couple of years ago?
I don't know. Is it like brand new? It's brand new.
Y'all be the first match on it.
Okay. Well, we'll see. That'll be a question for after. Yeah.
If you believe AJC, that is.
Taylor, could you talk a little bit about the 4v4 drill you guys were working on the back and
Yeah.
What you were working towards?
Yeah, no, that's a really good drill that we've done in the past. It's about shifting over, really communicating, really talking with the guy right next to you. I think as a fullback, if the ball's on the other side, I can really see the whole pitch. I can see the whole back line. So really speaking up, communicating with the guys in front of me, and I think in those situations, it's we got to put our bodies on the line. So we got to be willing to shift over as quick as possible, have each other's back, trust that we have each other's back. And like I said, that's a really good drill that that we can we can put it into our game, and it'll help us big time.
How these 2 weeks help that communication with some new faces in your group?
Yeah, I mean it's only helped from just the trainings. It starts from off the pitch, building that bond off the pitch and really just, getting to know each other a lot more, which, we have. This group is really, the culture is really strong. And then, we put it on the field and, I think it's been really good so far. Yeah.
Even though it was the first match of this season against Columbus, how much of a measuring stick was that for you guys, knowing where you guys want to be probably towards the end of the season?
Yeah. Even though we lost, I think it was still a step in the right direction. It was the first game. Now we didn't get to have the outcome that we wanted, but there was parts in the game that we thought that were promising. We look back at the film and we can really look at the things that we need to learn, and we'll come to the field and we'll work on those things. But and so now come New England this week and we can do those things better.
How did you and Derek and Bartok kind of work together? That was y'all's first game,
Yeah.
game together.
Yeah, I think they're pretty easy to play with. Derek is constantly talking with me. It's nice to have a center back who's really communicating with me. And Bartek, you can tell he's very experienced. Very. He's done well in preseason, so I'm looking forward to what the rest of the season holds.
Was there anything that y'all thought that the three of y'all did really well in the Columbus game, and anything that you feel like you really need to work on?
Yeah, I think one of the weaknesses. I think for me, how Columbus were set up, they like the runs in behind. Mm-hmm. So always, keeping an eye on the runners in behind. Cucho was checking in, so it was hard to really know who's supposed to defend and whatnot. So just having a understanding of like who's jumping, who's not, who's covering, and like I said, that just comes with games and trainings, and it'll develop over time. So.
How fun or cool is it to both growing up here and now be playing here professionally?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I don't take any day for granted. I always this is what I love, to come out here, do the thing that I love the most, with my best friends. So I love every second of it, and I'll keep on doing that.
Played multiple matches on the team, so something about season openers or home openers.
Yeah. It's the first game. It's the first game at the bin, so we got to bring the energy. Whenever I think of the first game, I just think back to my debut. So I it's kind of a special moment to me. But we have one job on the weekend, and that's to win.
When you describe what that crowd is like to people who maybe haven't been, what would you say in your own words?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best. It's very electric. It's never. It's always. Everyone's cheering. Everyone's on their feet. The whole 90 minutes, supporting us, having our backs. And from what I've been told, from family and friends, that it's the best time. It's one of their favorite things to go to.
Everyone didn't expect this result after the first game, but it's the plus, and I think that the most important is in front of us, because I think that this away game was. I heard that it was the most difficult in this season. So yeah, I think that everything is in front of us. That after the second half, I saw that we have a great team that we play with. We created the chances. So I hope on Saturday will be the great event in front of our fans. in front of our stands. I heard that a lot of great things about the first game here. I hope will be a lot of people and they will help us to win first game in this season. Yeah, I think and that at our stadium will be a different game than away, and yeah, that's all.
Personally, what do you think you did well against Columbus, and what can you do better?
Yeah, I think in first half we didn't feel good. Like I think individually and like also like team, whole team. So I think we improved a lot in second half, and yeah, I'm satisfied with the second half. But first half, it wasn't my, let's say, good level.
Right.
So yeah, I miss also easy balls. So I wasn't happy after the first half. But after the second half, I was, let's say, okay because we lose. But
Right.
I think it was okay the second half. But I think that we changed a little bit in the second half. That we pressed the 1v1 in the first half. I think we gave them too much respect, and that's why it was look like that. And yeah, I think in like I said, on Saturday will be a different game.
And your partnership with Stian and Derek in that triangle there, how do you think that went? Because y'all hadn't played together before in a real game.
Yeah, I think that everyone is new in this club, and we need also the time to cooperate like much better. But I think it's not bad, and I feel them that they're let's say experienced players, and yeah, it's I think very fun to play with them because I can also learn from them. Yeah.
How has it helped having Thiago back now? He was away, came back. You didn't get a lot of preseason with him, but how has it been now that he's been here for a couple of weeks with you?
I think that Thiago is a great player, so he doesn't need the time to adjust because he also played the game, so it's not like that he had the holiday. So yeah, I think that our, let's say, cooperate will be also good because, like I said, that Thiago is a great player. He can turn with the ball. I think I can pass this ball between the lines to him, and he can turn and play forward. And yeah, I think after the first game I saw that he had good moments, but I think it's, like I said, a lot of improve in front of us. And yeah, it was only the first game in the season, so yeah.
What have you thought about the city overall that you've been here now for over a month?
Yeah, I think it's a great city that we had 2 days off, so I visited a few places. Also, I visited the Polish restaurant here that yesterday, so I eat Polish food. Yeah, it was very tasty. So it's nice that here is also Polish community that we can speak also about the Atlanta, about the club. So also I was in the Stone Mountain. It's also the great place. So I saw that it's a lot of great place here in Atlanta. So I have a lot of time to visit and explore.
It's a big field. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the field, it's a large field. Do you prefer playing on a big field or a smaller field? Do you have a preference?
I think that every pitch is similar, and yeah, can be like, I don't know, 10 yards, maybe more and less. But I think for me it doesn't matter because I love run and I can be like, let's say, everywhere. So yeah, we'll see. I didn't play before at this stadium,
Right.
so like I said, that will be great to in front of our stands to win first game.
Yeah. Curious, what did the Polish community tell you about Atlanta United when you got to meet with them?
Yeah, I've met also them in the Atlanta story that we have meeting with the fans. Also, I've met Polish fans. So yeah, they told me a lot about Atlanta, that it's like great place. If I need anything, I can text them. They gave me the number. So about anything really, to I don't know, restaurants, story on etc. So yeah, it was only the positive about the city. Yeah.
If I wanted to try Polish food for the first time, what's the go-to dish? What do I need to order?
I think the most traditional, like, let's say, food, it's the pierogi, it's like dumplings. So, but in the Poland it's a little bit different. So yeah, you can try it. I think it's so tasty and you will enjoy.
Okay.
All right, before we talk about the NFL a little bit, let's talk about the college game because I know we talked about this topic specifically on Sports Tonight. If you remember, more than 10,000 college football players have already opted in for the ANF Sports College Football 2025, which will launch this summer. But fans will have to wait at least another year to see Texas quarterback Arch Manning in the video game. So Manning, a sophomore who's a backup for the Longhorns, and obviously the nephew of, former NFL quarterbacks Peyton and Eli, is among the players who have actually opted out of being included into the video game, which is very interesting. Me and Scott had a heated debate about whether players would actually opt in or opt out for it. Well, he is one to opt out, and you may ask why. But he wants to wait until he is the guy at Texas. He only attempted 5 passes in one game as Quinn Ewers backup in 2023. So he's going to wait his turn. But if you remember, he was a highly touted prospect and is now at Texas and is going to wait his turn before he ends up in the video game. It will be interesting to see. But 10,000 college football players have opted in, all of that in the light of NIL. If you remember, EA Sports will pay them through name, image, and likeness deals. The players who opt in to have their name, image, and likeness within the video game receive $600 and a copy of the game that's valued around $70. So by surpassing 10,000 opt-ins, EA Sports has reached 87% of its goal for the game, which will feature teams with 85-man rosters. Very, very interesting. A lot of people have opted in the past week, and one of those that you may want to know is quarterback Carson Beck. He is someone that has agreed to be in the video game, along with Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe as well, Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel, who also used to be at OU. So just something to watch as more players opt in and get money from their name, image, and likeness. Something worth noting in the NFL is the new league year is set to open on March 13th. That's when you'll see a lot more teams talk about trades and see what's to happen before the draft comes late April. The most interesting storyline as of late is what the Denver Broncos have decided to do with Russell Wilson. They've decided to move on from, decision to release him on Monday after 2 seasons. Things have just not gone the way that they have expected to. Where will he land next? That is the big question. It's a lot. Who knows? A lot of the salary cap situations is a big reason. But now the Broncos are in the market for a quarterback. Granted, they're in a division where they have Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs. So there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of teams that you have to wonder what they're going to do at quarterback. Obviously, the Atlanta Falcons are one of them. Could they get Justin Fields? That was the hot topic until recently, where Kirk Cousins really became on the radar. And now you wonder where Russell Wilson is going to land. You have to remember that everyone with the Falcons has put a huge emphasis on people who are going to be certified starters. They know they can start these games. They know they can open up the pass game. They're intelligent and they have an arm. So it will be interesting to see how it all plays out as we get through March and closer to the draft. I would be interested to see if they want someone secured before the draft starts, but we will see. In other NFL news, Jason Kelce had a press conference over the weekend where he announced his retirement. I think everyone kind of knew this was looming. His decision was looming, and he's finally made up his mind that he is going to retire. It was very emotional for not only him, but Travis Kelce in attendance and his family. Let's tune in to some of that press conference.
We'll see how long this lasts. Not a good start. There we go. There I lay. Oh, man. This is going to be long. There I lay, face up in the cool morning's dew-covered grass, waiting for a whistle I knew would come at any second. Knowing full well Anthony Harrell was a couple yards away on the ground waiting for the same. The foreign objects that rest upon my shoulders and head weighed me down and unbalanced my awaiting body. As the whistle blew, I won't forget the call I got from Andy Reid on draft day and my father rushing into the room. With tears streaming down his face as his son's dreams had just been realized. It had just been announced on TV I had been drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. And I won't forget 2 years later, that same man and my brother receiving a call and him being drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. This time the tears streaming down both my father and I's face as my brother had just realized his own. I won't forget the parade and what it meant to the city of Philadelphia, the joy it brought our community, and the closure it gave to so many. The stories from fans that had been waiting generations for that moment fulfilled that triumph to another level. On the route, I remember meeting a woman with ashes of a dead relative whom she had promised wouldn't miss the parade if the Eagles had ever won it. A speech that had written itself and one that had symbolized what we had all lived as players, as a team, and as a city. That wasn't my speech, it was Philadelphia's. And so this all brings us here to today, where I announce that I am retiring. Where I announce I'm retiring from the NFL after 13 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles. And today, I must admit, I am officially overrated. Vastly overrated. It took a lot of hard work and determination getting here. I have been the underdog my entire career, and I mean this when I say it. I wish I still was. Few things gave me more joy than proving someone wrong. My mother used to tell people, and still says to this day, if you want Jason to do something, all you have to do is tell him he can't. and that was true in more ways than I care to admit. I relished doubters. They fueled a fire within. I suspect that comes from an upbringing where my parents would tell me, Jason, you can be anything in this world you want to, as long as you put your mind to it and work hard to achieve it. So whenever I was faced with doubt in my career, be it from fans, from coaches, even from my own teammates, the American dream would burn from deep inside my bones. Which leads to my last Jeff Stoutland quote. Hungry dogs run faster. Thank you, Philadelphia. Oh, my God. Thank you, Philadelphia. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for letting me represent this city and allowing me into your homes every Sunday. Growing up, it has truly been a privilege. You have all been so good to me and my family. Growing up in Cleveland, I watched all of my favorite athletes leave the city. A whole team left the city. It has always been a goal of mine to play my whole career in one city. And I couldn't have dreamt a better one and a better fit if I tried. I don't know what's next, but I look forward to the new challenges and opportunities that await. And I know that I carry with me the lessons from my time here, and that forever. And that forever we shall all share the bond of being Philadelphians. That's all I got.
And there is Jason Kelce having an embrace with his parents, his mother Donna, his father Ed, his wife Kylie, 13-time.
As you can see, very emotional there as he wraps up his press conference, hugging the entire family. It's always hard to move on after you call it a wrap on a career like that. And it's going to be hard to keep seeing his brother play, but I'm sure he will be supporting him. As we wrap up here on Sports Tonight, let's talk about the Hawks a little bit. They are back in action tonight against the Knicks on the road. Then they will host the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow night at State Farm Arena. Something to watch is Donovan Mitchell had some light things looked at for his knee. He's had to sit out a couple games and could possibly not be available tomorrow as the Hawks continue to move on without Trae Young. So something to continue to watch. Getting down to the wire after that, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Trailblazers, all trying to stay relevant, as they said, at 26 and 34. So we'll continue to watch the Hawks, and you continue to watch them. You know, you can join us Friday and Sunday. They'll be right here on Peachtree Sports Network and Peachtree TV. But that does it for this edition of Sports Tonight. Make sure to join us for the rest of the week. Have a great night.